Now it's time to break it.
Welcome back to the Splitterscreeners podcast. This is the sports episode. What?
You heard it here first.
We are your extremely dapper hosts. And in this episode, we're going to be going over the World Cup, NFL Week 13, previewing NFL Week 14, talking about a quarterback on the move this late in the season. A starting quarterback on the move.
On the move.
The NCAA playoffs, we finally have our Final Four on that. We'll start getting to some of the bowl games and stuff like that, but that's later in the month. So, but before we get into anything, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date because we're dropping bangers. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. We're going to do World Cup first. For those of you that watched the episode that hasn't come out as when we're recording this, the World Cup, we all picked 4 teams last week, and we only have a couple left each. None of us.
We didn't do too hot.
Aaron took Japan, Spain, Portugal, and Portland. Portugal is your only team left. They will play tomorrow.
The rest are dead.
I have Argentina, USA, Senegal, and Morocco. Argentina has made it into the Final Four. They won today. Morocco plays tomorrow for their chance in the Final Four. USA and Senegal are out. Zach has Brazil, France, England, and Australia. France and England play each other tomorrow to see who advances on. I'm hoping that France wins. Outside of that, Brazil and Australia are out. Gavin has South Korea, Switzerland, Netherlands, and Croatia. Croatia's the only one still in, and they play tomorrow.
Killing it.
Oh no, Croatia's in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Portugal plays Morocco. Morocco, that's right. And then France plays England tomorrow. And then we'll have our Final Four.
Argentina plays Croatia.
Yeah.
So either
Gavin won't have any teams left tomorrow.
or he's gonna be really sad.
Oh no, Gavin will have teams left tomorrow. Either Gavin won't have teams left next week when we record, because the next round won't be until next week. But Aaron could be out tomorrow if Portugal loses to Morocco. So
You got this, Aaron.
Yeah. No, you don't.
You gotta watch it. You gotta give him the good vibes.
NCAA playoffs, the Final Four has been selected. We have Georgia at number 1, Michigan at number 2, TCU at number 3, and Ohio State at number 4. Zach, which one of those? Ooh. Actually. Zach, you and I have the most teams left. I'll let you go. First pick. Who do you want? Georgia, Michigan. Georgia's number 1. Michigan's number 2. TCU, which is Texas Christian University, number 3. And Ohio State University, number 4.
Take second place.
Georgia, Michigan?
Yep.
I spelled that completely wrong.
Close enough.
I'm going to take Georgia. They're number 1. And I want to win. Gavin, you have a team that's already in the Final Four. So, number 3. TCU or Ohio State?
Ohio State.
And it's Texas Christian University.
Oh, God.
That's a perfect match.
Throw them out.
These games don't happen until the end of December, beginning of January. So we won't know for a while. But bowl season's always fun in college football. There's a bunch of bowl games that happen. Utah is playing in the Rose Bowl, which is awesome. Let's hit some NFL news. Then we'll get into Week 13 review before we get into Week 14 preview. This is going to be a very short episode of this podcast.
It's already half over.
Basically.
It's fine.
Seattle Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker to miss some time with an ankle injury. Nothing specific has come out last time I read, but they said instead of like a sprain, it's almost like he jammed his ankle. So he's going to probably miss a couple weeks. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson to miss multiple games with a knee sprain. He suffered that in the first quarter of the Broncos game last week. And did not return to the game. Buffalo Bills linebacker Von Miller, my favorite player in football, is going to miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL.
Ooh, damn.
San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to miss the rest of the season with a broken foot. And in the biggest piece of news this week, the Carolina Panthers released Baker Mayfield early this week. He went on the waivers. He was picked up by the Los Angeles Rams that played the Raiders Thursday night. And he ended up winning the game. He didn't look great, but still getting a win after only being there for 2 days is pretty fucking impressive. It's something that Russell Wilson can barely get a win, and he's been in Denver for about 9 months now. So that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won 17-16 last night. He leads them on. I think they were down 16-3 with about 5 minutes to go in the game, and he leads them to 2 touchdown drives back to back to end up winning the game over the Raiders. So
Nice.
good for Baker Mayfield. The Los Angeles Rams have looked like absolute horrendous pieces of shit all season after winning the Super Bowl last year. Fantasy football stuff real quick. Fantasy football player of the week goes to Las Vegas wide receiver Davante Adams. This was for his performance not last week, not yesterday, Thursday Night Football. He had 8 catches for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's good for 37.7 fantasy points and helping a lot of teams win games there. In our fantasy football league, I'm still in first at 9-4, Gavin 7-6, Aaron 6-7, Zach 4-9.
Get good.
No, I feel like I'm going to look really great in this outfit.
You don't know how good.
Which also means I don't have to pay for anything on this outfit.
It's true.
No, it doesn't mean you have to pay for all of
The
them.
loser pays the bill.
No.
It's going to be a
We
very...
pick it, you pay.
It's going to be a very
Where?
cheap bill. 'Cause it's all from you.
It's going to be about $8.
Yeah. We just get like 20 layers from no. So how long does it take? We'll have a heat stroke countdown.
We should get him. We should get him layers enough that he can have a different outfit every episode.
Yeah, just
That'd be
strip
cute.
one layer off.
Yeah. That's how you can start every
Gets to
episode.
the final episode.
Week 13 predictions are in. I'm not counting the tie that happened last week. If, and this is just because we haven't really had any ties, if anybody does call a tie that happens, and you call it when we make our predictions, you'll get
Gutsy.
2 points that week.
Yeah, balls.
Oh,
Which
it's all gonna be ties.
Which at this point, it's pretty fucking close. Aaron and I are still in the lead at 41. Zach now has 40 wins. Gavin has 37. I don't know the exact number of losses because I lost that sheet somewhere, which sucks. Just know that Aaron and I are still kicking y'all's ass.
killing it.
By 1.
Hey, that's killing it.
No.
We will get into the games from last week, and we're going to go in order when they are on my sheet. So we're going to start with Zach, who had the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings pull off another win. This time not as stunning.
Shocker.
They were behind in total yards, passing yards, and yards per play. Jets and the Vikings were kind of even on running yards. The Vikings did allow 2 sacks to happen. So, shame on you guys. Shame. But, yeah, I feel like the Jets had better stats throughout the game, but they still lost by 5 points.
So the Jets are starting their 3rd or 4th quarterback this season. And they still consistently stay good because their defense has been so phenomenal this year. But the Vikings have just been that much better. Kirk Cousins, not a great game, 21 of 35 for 173 and a touchdown. Dalvin Cook throws in 86 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Overall, not a great game by either of these teams, but Minnesota, these are the kind of games Minnesota needs to pull out to prove that they have what it takes in the playoffs. Pull out these close victories against a good defense, and that's what they were able to do. So, nicely done by the Minnesota Vikings.
Keep it up, boys.
I'm up next. I had the Jaguars at the Lions. I took this game because I thought it was going to be super competitive. It was not. The Lions ended up winning this game 40-14. In quite the trouncing. Jared Goff looks great, though. 31 of 41 for 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift with 62 yards on the ground and another touchdown. The Jaguars started the season so good. They looked so much better, and they have just gone downhill so fast as the season's gone on. And Detroit, looking like one of the better teams in football all of a sudden and winning a bunch of games. They're right in that playoff race for one of those wild card spots if they can just win a couple more here at the end of the year. I actually love this Lions team a lot. I think they're a lot of fun to watch. I want this Jaguars team to be good because I really like Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback. But, yeah, kind of disappointed. I thought this was going to be... I thought it would be closer. I thought we were 40-35 would have been a lot of fun. 40-14 is pretty fucking boring.
That is.
Have the Lions been playing like this consistently the last few weeks?
Last few weeks, the Lions have been phenomenal. Let me see. I can pull it up for you. So they lost to the Bills, but they only lost to the Bills by 3 points, and the Bills are one of the best teams in football. That was last week. They beat the Giants 31-18. They beat the Bills 31-30. They beat the Packers 15-9. So they've won 4 of their last 5. The only losses to the Bills, which is again one of the better teams in football.
So it's still been close other than this last game.
And then they got the Vikings this week, which that's a challenge for them. So, Aaron,
That's why
you're up
I'm
next.
asking.
The Miami Dolphins at the San Francisco.
Yeah, so I didn't know who to pick for this game. I went with the Dolphins because they've had a pretty good streak, but they just couldn't get past that Niners defense. It's just too damn good. Best in the biz, for sure. And that's even with Garoppolo getting a pretty nasty foot injury
Yeah,
early in this game.
yeah. I really thought that was going to hurt him a lot more than it did.
Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Did pretty well.
Yeah,
Threw two touchdown passes.
only had 1 pick. Well, and I think that, and we've talked about this a lot the last couple weeks about the Niners, is that because they built this offense that's so fun and so competitive that you don't necessarily need the greatest quarterback in there, especially because you know the defense is going to kick ass every week. So as long as you have a quarterback that can come there and serviceably play, not make a lot of mistakes, you're still going to win some games. The Niners
they killed them 33-17. So
I couldn't imagine how good this team would be if they had a top 5 quarterback in football. They'd be a Super Bowl. They'd be the front runner for the Super Bowl this year. All right, Gavin. Finish up. Kansas City Chiefs. Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, the Bengals won.
We all got this one wrong. By the way, we all went Chiefs. But I'm not mad about it.
Chief.
Now, we got 24-27. Bengals won, obviously. So 3 points, which means, that's right,
Field goal.
field goal.
Yeah.
And we know how we feel about field goals around here.
We love
they're
them.
awesome. I love them.
I love field goals.
Give me some
There's nothing
field
more
goals.
exciting than a long field goal to win a game.
Yeah.
Which is what the Broncos had to win that game, and he missed it.
How do you miss it?
Heartbreaking. 63 yards, Aaron.
That would have been impressive. I would not have talked down to him. But these. So first quarter started off. There's a touchdown by the Bengals with 8 minutes and 49 seconds left. That put the score at 0-7. As that is, they had a good field goal kick for the extra point. So 7 points right there. And then with 4 minutes left, about 4 minutes left, Harrison Butker did a 26-yard field goal, putting the score as 3-7. Second quarter rolled around, and we got at almost immediate, like a minute 30 into the second quarter, we get another touchdown by Cincinnati Bengals. Well, an Evan McPherson kick into the field goal. That's a good field goal. Put it 3-14. Then it brings it back. And then the Chiefs actually do manage to bring it back from there, and they get another touchdown with a 2-yard pass from Mahomes, and they got an extra point kick, put it at 10-14.
Patty Ice.
Third quarter started, and Chiefs got another touchdown. Looked like they're pulling ahead, 17-14. And then the Bengals did a field goal. But it was better than the first field goal, and it was a retaliatory one, so that's
So Gavin's not as mad about that one.
I'm still pretty upset. But not as bad.
Get over
And
it.
then there was another Chiefs touchdown, putting it at 24-17. And then we got, in the fourth quarter, almost immediately into the fourth quarter, Bengals immediately went for a field goal, 41-yard field goal by Evan McPherson. Ridiculous. All right? That's immediately into the fourth quarter.
8 seconds.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. You don't need it. You have 15 minutes to make a field goal.
It was 4th down. They're losing the game. What's he supposed to do?
Field goal.
Lose the game. All right.
What?
And then with 9 minutes left, the Bengals get a touchdown with an 8-yard pass from Joe Burrow to Chris Evans.
Yeah.
With an Evan McPherson
Chris
kick.
Evans.
So
Not that Chris Evans. I can tell you that right now.
darn.
The funny story about this is that the Chiefs just can't seem to beat the Bengals. This is the team that the Bengals beat to make it to the Super Bowl last year. They beat him again this year. I think Patrick Mahomes is 0-3 against Joe Burrow in his career. This Bengals team just has the Chiefs number, which is good for me. I mean, I love when the Chiefs lose. It's one of my happier days in life. If I could pair that with a Broncos win at some point, that would be really exciting, but that doesn't seem to want to happen very often. But yeah, good game from both of these teams. I mean, to have a 3-point game is fun, and overall, this was one of my favorite games to watch all weekend. Both of these quarterbacks look really good. We got week 14 on the docket. Only 13 games this week. This is the last week of byes. So let's get right into the games. The Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions.
Vikings.
I know what I want to go for, but that's part of the reason I kept asking you questions while you're talking about your game. You know what? I can't switch sides. The Vikings.
Kevin, you gonna take the Lions? They've been on a heater.
But this could be their cool down.
Animals, Lions, right there.
Back on the animals.
I'm also taking the Vikings. The Vikings need to keep up momentum going into the playoffs. They have the potential to be the number 1 seed, but they need Philadelphia to lose a game or two. They need to win they need to win out. So I'll take Minnesota here. The Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ravens. I know Steelers won last week, but they haven't been really consistent in my eyes, so.
Neither of the Ravens. But I'm going to go Ravens.
Copycat.
They let me down last time I voted for them.
It's me,
Don't let
and you
me
know
down.
it.
They won't
I
do it
always go
twice.
animals because birdies go fly.
I thought you said last week that
He did.
that strategy wasn't working for you.
But he's back on it. Look. Actually, I thought that strategy wasn't working for me, and we were tied, and now I'm in last place. Therefore, that strategy wasn't working for me. I'm just a fool.
I want to make things interesting. Lamar Jackson not going to play for the Ravens. That means Tyler Huntley is in. Tyler Huntley, quarterback of the Utah Utes back in the day. So I'm always rooting for Tyler Huntley. But give me the Pittsburgh Steelers because I need to hopefully grow my lead a little bit more here. Feel a little more comfortable with the last couple weeks.
I just felt my gap close up a little bit more.
If that's the only game we disagree on, and you're right,
Yeah.
we'll
Tied
you'll
it
be
up.
tied.
Like an inmate sphincter in prison.
The Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bungles.
Meow. Bengals.
Yeah.
Browns.
Ballsy.
Mixing it up.
The Browns, even with quarterback Deshaun Watson back, who hasn't played football in 700 days because he's a ginormous piece of garbage, and I'll never root for the Browns ever again, so I'm going Bengals.
Way to fuck up, Zach.
I hope you guys are wearing your Browns pants tomorrow.
But if you get this one right, then you'll have
Hey,
tied me as well.
I don't know why he's a piece of shit, but from that response,
31 sexual assault allegations.
Oh,
is why he's
see,
a piece of shit.
Brown's pants is no pants. You don't want
Wait, what?
Brown's pants is nose pants.
It's so disappointing to me whenever I talk about the Browns because I rooted for this team for such a long time because they were perennially bad, and I have to root for underdogs. And then they go and trade for the biggest piece of shit that I've ever seen walk on a football field in my entire life. And I hope nothing but bad things happen to him for the rest of his life. So I hope the Bengals fucking demolish the Browns
Me too.
Sunday on. The New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills.
Bills.
I
Yeah.
hope he watches this. I hope he watches this. I hope it ruins his fucking day.
I'm also going Bills.
Smart.
Copycat.
Copycat.
Well, Buffalo's closer to an animal than a jet, so
Well, it's the Bills.
I know. But the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah, but they're from Buffalo.
Haven't you ever heard of a flock of jets?
Oh, I
Flapping
I
the
thought
flapping the wings.
I thought it was a gaggle of jets. My bad.
It's a murder of jets.
No. I think you're thinking of a murder of sparrows.
No, a murder of jets. Carpet.
Carpe diem, baby.
Carpe
Yeah.
diem.
Carpet bombing.
I'm going to go Buffalo
Wow.
Bills here. I just think that they're the better team. The Jets defense has been really good, but the Buffalo Bills offense is...
All right, Jets.
All right, which team from the biggest state
Yeah.
in the
Houston
country?
Texans, Dallas Cowboys, baby.
Cowboys.
This might be the easiest game to predict all week.
You going for the Texans? Not to be a copycat?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah,
win.
That's what I
I
thought.
gotta win.
Who are they playing against?
Texans at the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, Texans have
It's the battle. It's the battle of Texas.
they've got steer there.
You have one team that
Which
I think's
one's
won
bigger?
one game all year. You have one team that's one of the best teams in football.
Which one do you choose?
Which one has won one game this year?
Cowboys.
The Texans have won one game this year.
But they're closer to animals.
Oh, is your strategy
Cowboys.
winning?
Oh, they tied one game, so they're 1-10-1.
Well, to be fair, you can ride a cowboy.
But it's not a
Save a horse, ride a cow.
Technically,
Same horse, right?
Cowboys are mammals.
technically.
So are
we're
Texans.
animals.
Technically. Instead of the.
But we all know you're not going technically with your animal theme. You're going wild animals.
You're just trying to get me to go over there. You know what?
I just think somebody somewhere in this whole world should vote for the Texans.
Can you imagine getting that
Yeah,
right?
there's
All right,
there's,
I don't think
there's
there's
like
anybody.
4 Houston Texans fans
Hold
out there
on,
that
hold
root
on.
them on every
Hold
game.
on.
Gavin, just imagine going for Texans and then realizing next week that you were the only one to pick the Texans
No, I'm not doing
and
that.
winning.
I'm
If
calling
they
it right
win this
here.
week, he's gonna regret
I'm
this.
calling it right here. Tie.
Oh shit! That's double points. But it's also double loss if you miss it.
It's just
We're
it's
taking
just a
away,
loss.
We're taking away your last win.
So the tie rule. So if the team themselves tie,
So you have to call the tie.
And then if this,
yeah, like
But
it
if the
ends in
team
a
ties,
tie.
nothing happens. I mean, he just doesn't get a point.
but like we all get it right, and he gets double points.
no, we just don't get a point. We don't.
Oh.
So this,
Point.
so say this game does tie, us 3 don't get a point,
But he'd get 2.
but Gavin gets 2. But no, it's not going to be a tie. The Cowboys are going to demolish these.
It's going to be
It's
1,
ballsy.
2, 10.
I don't feel like I need to ask this one because I feel like I can just put your names down. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos.
Well, put Zach down for the Broncos.
Actually,
Broncos. I'm joking. But they are more animal themed. I gotta stick with the animal theme.
Are you sticking with animals?
I'm sticking with animals. Broncos. This is the first game they're winning
they won last week,
in
didn't
a
they?
few weeks.
They did not win last week.
You can ride a chief.
But they
You
have
can
won.
ride
They
a
have won 3 games. This would not be the first game they've won this year.
Oh, okay.
Chiefs.
It'll be the 4th game they've won.
Shocker.
Oh.
Oh, you gonna
Copycat.
copy me?
I've already given my
No, you
answer.
didn't.
He
Look.
put it down. He's already said he knew.
Look, Denver's got nothing to lose.
Damn right they don't.
I look
They're
forward.
basically eliminated from playoff contention at this point.
I look forward
The
to this
Chiefs-
speech every week.
The Chiefs just lost to the Bengals. They're in shambles. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Russell Wilson's going to go out there. He's going to throw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Broncos are going to shut down Pat Mahomes. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah!
You ready? You ready?
Damn.
Chief. Chief.
The Carolina Panthers
We love you, Chief.
at the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh,
You
shit!
know my answer.
Seahawks.
Panthers versus Seahawks.
What the hell?
I do know that.
Yeah.
But said
I
it
know
first.
every week Aaron is going to go against the Broncos, and he's going to go for the Niners, the Dolphins, and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Unless one of those 3 teams are playing each other,
each
then he
other,
has a
then
hard
I'm
time.
fucked.
Yeah.
And I'll guess wrong.
If you need some help here, the Carolina Panthers have won 4 games. The Seattle Seahawks have won 7 games.
But
Panthers 5th game.
yeah, you can ride a panther.
You sure can.
I'm taking the Seahawks. I don't really believe in either of these teams. I believed in Seattle a lot more 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They've really disappointed
They
as of late.
really fucked up.
But Carolina is a disaster of an organization, so I'm taking the Seahawks. I like the Broncos. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
49ers.
all the way. They're taking it home. What do you mean, Zach? We just went over this.
I wasn't paying attention.
So
I
Bucks
didn't want to know what
Niners.
you were going to say.
You knew. It's the
No.
same
Look
every
what their
week
scores is.
with those three
Bucks
teams.
It's just like
6 and
somebody
6,
saying their
Niners are
social
8 and
security
4.
number around me. I just don't pay attention.
Niners.
You can't ride a Niner.
Guys,
You're right.
Oh.
Calling the tie.
guys,
All right. Zach's calling a tie.
are you?
Are you putting 49ers down?
No, I'm not going for the
Oh.
49ers.
He's
Well,
going
then-
for the Bucks.
I am going for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady.
This is why the Broncos lose.
Look, Tom Brady is from the San Francisco Bay Area. He's coming back home. I don't know what that has to do with shit. But the Niners, without Jimmy Garoppolo, lose this game to Tom Brady.
Nick just loves Tom Brady
I do.
so much.
I saw what he eats in a day. I watched a video where this dude followed Tom Brady's diet for a day. And tell me which of these things sound appetizing to you.
All
Starts with a smoothie, which smoothie actually didn't look too bad. But then he has a tuna wrap, and I don't know how you guys feel about tuna. I think
I
tuna's
love tuna.
fucking gross.
I don't hate it, but I
With
don't go out of my way to have it.
With a kale salad,
All right, you can take the salad out.
I mean, any kind of salad's wrong.
and then he has for dinner
Not fruit salad.
a fish fillet on a bed of vegetables,
No.
and then
Actually,
for
yeah,
that
dessert
sounds
he has
good.
a scoop of avocado ice cream.
Ooh.
Sure.
Never
No.
had it. I'll
Look.
add it to my
Look,
list.
something that he's doing is fucking working.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's
he's
probably
gonna
that.
lose in the playoffs. He's not winning another Super Bowl in
Nick-
his horrible, miserable career.
I will say
But
this.
give me Tom Brady this week.
I will say this about avocado ice cream.
You went
I've
for
never
a
had
tie?
it.
No.
But the
I
last
thought
time
you were
I
going
had,
to go
I've had
for
the
it.
same
Oh.
gut reaction when I heard pistachio ice cream, and pistachio ice cream kicks ass.
It does kick ass, but
Oh,
avocado
I
ice
love
cream will
pistachio.
not.
You don't know? Have you tried it?
I've tried avocado. It's gross.
I mean,
milk
I've tried
to
it.
ass
Does
and
not
make it
sound
cold.
good,
Gross.
It's not.
That's how you do it.
Sunday night football, we have the Miami Dolphins going against blah, 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 blah,
The
going up
Dolphins
against
are killing
the
them.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Dolphins all the way.
Chargers.
Kevin, you going with the animal here?
Coming off a
you,
win.
Yeah, you can ride a dolphin.
You can definitely ride a dolphin.
Did you say coming off a win?
I
They
thought-
lost
no.
last week to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
The
Dumbass.
Dolphins also lost last week, so they're both coming off losses.
But they didn't lose to the Raiders.
no, they lost to a much better team. Than the
You know
Raiders.
what? Maybe they kicked themselves in the ass so much over this last week that they come in for a win.
I guess we'll find out.
I'm using Nick's logic. Let's take the crappy team and see if they're going to win.
What's funny
Say
is
it
that,
enough times and it
Might happen.
might happen someday.
look, you guys are going to rue the day that
No.
the Broncos get a W.
You know,
I
what?
hope
I'll be
they do.
happy for you. I hope.
I hope
I
they
hope
do.
they win the rest of their games.
Thank you.
I love watching the Broncos, just not this year.
What's crazy is that the Chargers were projected at the beginning of the year to be one of the Super Bowl favorites, and they just have not looked great this year. I don't know what's going on with that team. Miami is the opposite spectrum of that, where people thought Miami was going to be good, but not this good. I think Miami keeps it rolling this week. Monday Night Football, New England Patriots at the Arizona Cardinals.
The Patriots.
Cardinals.
Come on, be patriotic.
Now, I've already stated that I never vote for the Patriots. But I also have a stance of never voting for the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals suck.
This is for you, Brad Dean.
So, in a lose-lose situation here, I think I will go Patriots.
I'm also taking the Patriots here. The Cardinals are such a weird team.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on over there. Patriots are coached by the best coach of all time, Bill Belichick.
I'll tell you what. It's football going on over there.
You know what's going on over there. Too much Call of Duty is what's going on over there. Not Mary Kane.
Is it double
Get
points
focused.
weekend this week?
Oh shit, we should have looked that up. All right.
That will change our answer.
Aaron, this is going to be your hard one of the week. Thursday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, God. Well, I got to go 49ers.
Just to keep on track, I will go the 4-seeded Seahawks.
Gannon, there's a bird playing.
Ah!
Yeah, I'm going the Niners. I do think that they potentially lose to the Buccaneers, and if that happens, they aren't losing 2 in a row. They're stomping the Seahawks ass the next week.
Yeah.
Week 14 predictions in the book. Let me know down in the comments who you think's going to win.
Let us know, Jerry.
Hopefully, when the season ends, I will have a prize for whoever has the most right. I have something in the works.
In the works.
But that's it for this episode. This one, I said it was going to be short, and I was correct. Less than 30 minutes.
We got 20
Oh,
seconds.
shit. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are out of here. It's time to
Split!
Splitterscreeners out.